Welcome back, guys. You'll notice we have a change of studio. We are now coming from the corner of my living room, which is a very exciting place to be. And so we will be, you guys might recognize this. This is the whiteboard from 525. It was very tricky getting it into my Honda Odyssey, but we succeeded. And now it is in the corner of my living room. So we have we're doing the synopsis today of sum esse fui futurus, second person singular. You'll note this is an irregular verb, as it is in most languages. To be is always an irregular verb. And we're going to do what we do. But even though it is an irregular verb, it follows the same pattern as other synopses. So let's take a look at the present system. You remember, the present system is the present tense, the imperfect tense, and the future tense. All right. So when we look at this, you remember in the present we have sum. That's the first one, and then es, est, sumus esti sunt. Sum, es, est, sumus esti sunt. So we have es. Then for the imperfect, we have eram, eras, erat, eramos, eratis, erant. So eras in the second person singular with the mekron. And then ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erunt. And then we have eris here. How about the aspects? We're only going to need one. You can do two, but we're only going to need one. So here we'll have you are. Here we'll have you were. The alternative is you are and you are being. Okay? You were. And finally, you will be. Not just you will be. All right? So that is the present system of es. So es, eras, eris. Now, what about the perfect system? Remember, we have a different stem. What do we use? We use the third principal part. Just like we use in all of the verbs. We use the third principal part. We drop the I, so we end up with fu. Remember, our three tenses are the perfect, the pluperfect, and, as I lovingly call it, the futperf. All right, the future perfect. So we will now take this stem, fu, and that will go through all of the forms. So we would start with perfect. So what's the second singular ending? Remember, I, isti, it, imus, istis, erunt. So we have fuisti. Then for pluperfect, eram, eras, erat, eramos, eratis, erant. So we have fueras. And you will note that it is the same form. I told you there's two ways to look at this one. Either this as the tense sign, or you can just say we add on the endings for the imperfect of to be. And finally, likewise here with the future perfect, here's eris, and we will add on fueris. As far as our aspects go, we have two here. So this first one, the preferred, is you have been and you were. You have been is completed with reference to the present. You were is simple aspect. All right. Fueras. Actually, technically imperfect. You probably should say you were being. That is the ideal translation there. You were being, or you were. You were being is that continuous in the past. You were being. All right. So you were being on the imperfect. You have been. You were. For fueras, one aspect, you had been. And then for the future perfect, you will have been. You will have been. All right. Now, we're going to move on to the subjunctive. Take a look at that. Check your papers. All right. Nice thing. You can always pause me here. But let's go on now to the subjunctive forms. Subjunctive forms follow roughly the same pattern as they do in regular verbs. So we're going to start with the present subjunctive. And you guys might remember this one. Sim, sis, sit, simus, sitis, sint. So the second singular is sis. Remember, we have no aspects to worry about because the subjunctive can be used in so many different ways. The imperfect subjunctive is formed just like it is in the other verbs. So we take the second principal part and we add on the personal ending s. The second principal part plus mst musti sunt. So the second singular is ss. All right, ss. And we add the macron on the e. That lengthens there for ss. All right. Then for the perfect, you might remember that the perfect subjunctive is the same as the future perfect indicative. So we would add fu, there's our stem, and we'd have fueris. So we'd have those two being exactly the same. For the pluperfect subjunctive, you will remember what is the tense sign. Anybody say it at home? What is the tense sign for the pluperfect subjunctive? That would be ise. So we still have the stem fu. We use our third principal part stem. We add ise and the personal ending s, fuises. And that is your completed synopsis for the second person singular of sum. Then we're going to go on to our sentence, which will be sentence 2, English to Latin. And also, keep these in mind. We're going to have a synopsis quiz next week. We're going to have a synopsis quiz. There'll be 2 parts to it. One of them will be a first conjugation verb, and the other one will be a form of sum. So we'll look forward to that next week. So study these forms. Study your verb forms. I don't want you to lose your verb forms. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll move on to the sentence now.